Hi, I'm Old Norse specialist Dr. Jackson Crawford. I teach at the University of Colorado Boulder, previously at UC Berkeley and UCLA. It was during my time at UCLA, where I taught between 2011 and 2014, that I had the unique experience of consulting on the movie Frozen. Now, I was contacted by Disney Studios because I had been attached previously to another film that ended up never being produced. And so they had my contact information, and I guess I was the person teaching Old Norse who was closest to Burbank. And I actually got to visit the studios on one memorable occasion. It was kind of fun just to see how people work back there. The animators all working hard at their easels, I suppose you would call it. And well, what I got to contribute to the movie was most visibly the runes. So early on in the movie, there is someone flipping through a book that has a title, Runar Fjolkunikra. That means runes of the magical. And then there is a text that's seen on one page that's flipped open that says something about trolls healing injuries to the heart with their magic. I don't remember the exact words. It was a little bit long, but I'll put a link in the description below to someone online who has figured it out, who has decoded it. Now, those runes are Younger Futhark, and they actually do have a reading in true Old Norse. Specifically, I ended up doing it in a roughly 900s AD-ish Old Norwegian. Now, there's also Younger Futhark runes with words in Old Norse on the gravestones of two people in the early part of the movie, and it just gives their names. Agnar was the name of one of them. I don't remember the name of the other, but it says died at sea, and do at Havi. And then there's also some spoken Old Norse in the movie, which I provided. During the scene where the bishop is crowning the new queen of Arendal, the bishop puts the crown on her head and says, very quickly, so some people don't hear it, Ek te fram fyrir yður, Elsu drottning Arendals. I present before you Elsa, Queen of Arendal. And I don't actually remember if they ended up saying Elsa, Queen of Arendal in English or Old Norse. It's been so long since I've seen this movie. But another fun thing that I got to contribute was there's a scene where the trolls want to marry Kristoff and Anna. And so I was asked about what kind of marriage customs there were in the Old Norse period. And unfortunately, we really don't know that much about that, since in the sagas, when they talk about people getting married, typically they mention there being some kind of a feast, friends and such are invited, there's a fine wedding, but they don't tell us what exactly, the words that are said are, what exactly the ceremony is, that sort of thing. So instead, what they ended up being inspired by was a blood brotherhood ceremony that I mentioned that is in the saga of Gisli Sorsson. And in that saga, the men who want to pledge blood brotherhood, they dig a pit under the earth and they build an arch above it, and they go underneath and they cut their palms and they put their blood together, and they walk out then with their hands clasped, symbolically born from the same mother. And so, distantly inspired by that, the trolls build an arch of stone for Kristoff and Anna to be married, and of course, they are not actually married in the film. There are other things that I suppose are left on the cutting room floor. That's just the movie business. But it was a lot of fun to be able to contribute a little bit to a film like that. And I'm happy to say that if you watch the film all the way to the end, under special thanks, I am the first name you'll see in the credits under special thanks. So that's an honor. So thank you, Disney, for that. Well, from beautiful Colorado, I'm wishing you all the best.